Basketball fans, welcome to the VIU Gymnasium, and if you want the fans watching on YouTube for this morning's PACWEST basketball matchup featuring the visiting Okanagan College Coyotes from Oklahoma and your VIU Mariners. The VIU Mariners acknowledge we are competing, practicing, and learning on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish peoples. The lands of the Stoneham First Nation, Farmwood First Nation, and the Cowichan and Stoneham First Nation. We walk these paths together. At this time, fans, we'd like you to please rise if you are able and remove your headgear for our national anthem, Oh, Canada. Thank you very much, everyone. And now, let's meet the starting lineups for both teams, beginning with the visiting Okanagan College Coyotes. At guard, from Oklahoma, number 1, Ayla Bowen. At guard, from Big Meadows, number 4, Rebecca Boyles. At guard, from Sunshine Paraguay, number 5, Andrew Alberta. At guard, also from Sunshine Paraguay, number 8, Margaret Amanda. And at forward, from Oklahoma, number 10, Jordan Cameron. I was coached by Andrew G. Okanagan College Coyotes. And now, let's start from Illinois. We got Mariners. Third-tier guard of the Eastern Smoky Mountains, Alberta, number 2, Trista Ward. Fifth-tier guard from Okanagan, number 6, Mackenzie Littleman Cox. Third-tier guard from Governor, Alberta, number 11, Allison Bentley. Fourth-tier guard from the RFD, number 13, Keith Holloway. And third-tier guard from Washington,
A rare Saturday morning game on the PACWEST schedules. The VIU Mariners look to complete the regular season sweep against the Okanagan Coyotes. Good morning, everybody. I'm Caleb Green. I appreciate you spending the early part of your morning with us on the VIU Mariners YouTube channel and on PACWEST TV. Mariners win the opening tip. We are underway from Nanaimo, but it's immediately taken back by Okanagan. Rebecca Boyce gets it to Jordan Kemper, back to Boyce. Over to Larahi, up top Amarilla. Mullany moving now. Here's Kemper, back up top, Amarilla. Into the mid-range. Amarilla, no good. Rebound by Cox. Here come the Mariners again. Over to Bentley, fourth consecutive start. Three's just a bit off the mark. Kemper gets the rebound. Here comes Mafe Amarilla. I did get it right this time. I apologize for calling her the incorrect name last night. I'm just going by what they give me on these sheets. As it's taken away by Cook, here come the Mariners again. Still without a score, a minute into the first quarter. Holweg looking to change that. She finds Cook up top, back to Holweg. Not much time on the shot clock. Trista Thorne off the rim. Rebound taken back by Amarilla. Here comes Mullany. Over to Larahi, a long three. Swirls the iron. She's been very aggressive from beyond the arc all season long. Not afraid to take the big shot. We saw that last week against CBC. 22 points, 4 of 6 from beyond the arc, 7 of 11 from the field. Mullany, double team, kicks it out. Here's Jordan Kemper with a three. You see this relentless Okanagan defense. Third week in a row, the Mariners have faced that full court press as Trista Thorne gets the Mariners on the board. The inside, here's Kemper, double team, comes up short. Rebound by Holweg, she gets it ahead to Cox. Mariners moving again. Here's Cook, the immediate pressure from Amarilla. Over to Bentley, up top, Holweg. Amarilla pokes it out. No one between her and the basket. Here's Thorne. Coming in from the far corner, Trista Thorne trying to get to it. The putback by Sarah Cook, and it's back within one. See this ball movement from Okanagan. Kemper with another three. Here's Thorne. Into mid-range. Holweg. No good. Rebound by Boyce. Here comes Larahi. Feeds it underneath. Amarilla kicks it back out. And another good shot. And an offensive foul against Trista Thorne, I believe. They're saying it's against Mafe Amarilla. Here's Emily Spratt in the near corner. That's it back up top of Cox. Swung over to Sammy Shields. Here's Simpson. Mariners in an early hole. Shields evades the over and back. Has to get to Sprott. Mariners have to hurry as the shot clock expires as it's spat out. Rebound taken back by Courtney. Here's Jaden Courtney. Amarillo weighing her options. Gets inside Jordan Kemper, and it's taken away by Sprott.
Substitution for the Vikings number 5.
Here's Shields. Over to Neufeld, back to Shields. Tammy Shields from the corner. Here's Larahi. Loses it as it goes out of bounds. It remains Okanagan ball. Larahi. Moloney to the far corner, off the rim. Rebound by Cox. Mariners down by 3. Simpson with the mid-range and the finish. Kaya Simpson. Here's Ridsdale. Gets it up top. Burton knew the rotation to Larahi. Over to Kemper, handoff back to Larahi. Tried to feed it inside to Kemper, and Cox rips it away. Cox draws the foul, and she's heading to the line for the first time. First one off the rim. Second one is good, and the game is tied. Here's Larahi. Gets it over to Courtney. Moving is Mafe Amarillo. Coming out of it is Larahi with the underhand. Here's Shields. Simpson kicks it out. Cox from the corner. Off back iron. Rebound Larahi. Here's Amarillo with it. Amarillo has it taken away by Simpson. Mariners have to get it out. Here's Shields. Over to Sprott. Emily Sprott, triple teamed. Gets it to Neufeld. Walks the tightrope. But she couldn't stay in bounds. Tony Bryce not happy with the officiating. Here comes Larahi over to Amarillo. Maria Amarillo, Mafe, sorry. Just instinct at this point. And it's instinct inside the paint for Amarillo. Simpson. And another foul. Side out for Shields. She gets it to Neufeld. Sprott, the two rookies. Off the iron again. Simpson fighting for the tip. Instead, it comes over to Courtney. Here's Jaden Curtnew into the mid-range and a strip from behind by Lally. Lally with it again over to Shields. Over to Neufeld, thinks about a three, gets it to Simpson. Simpson lets it fly and hits! And it's back within one. And taken right back by Neufeld. Over to Shields, and the Mariners have their first lead. Timeout, Andrew Genie.
Basketball fans, thank you very much for joining us at the VIU gym. PACWEST basketball today. Reminder goes for men's match, tipping off at 1 p.m. this afternoon. And ahead to Rhode University is the proud host of the 2026 CCAA Men's Basketball National Championships presented by TV. Catch the top 8 men's collegiate basketball teams right here in Okanagan racing off the court. The tournament takes place March 18th to 21st. Tournament passes are on sale now at showpass.com. That's the 2026 CCAA Men's Basketball National Championships presented by TV and hosted by Vancouver University.
Back to Amarillo after the pass from Larahi. Amarillo kicks it to the corner. No good. Rebounds by the combination of Lally and Simpson. Underneath it's Annabelle Neufeld, who has it tipped out and it's taken back by Iris Sylvester. Here comes Larahi again down the near side. Larahi lets it fly like it's nothing. Lally out of bounds. Mariners currently tied for first place in the PACWEST with the Douglas Royals. Currently the number 6 team in the country. Larahi with a step back, off back iron, rebound Simpson, and it's a jump ball, or is it? Mariners get possession back, but they had to work for it. Mariners in bonus now, and Kaya Simpson is heading back to the line. I spoke with Kaya Simpson around this time last year on whether or not the Mariners could be a team like the Charlotte. And she seems unusually confident in that. Which, I mean, at the time, you know, the Hornets weren't really that good. But they've looked a lot better as the season's gone on. I'd have to ask her that again in the postgame, just to see if she's changed her mind. Speaking of Simpson, here she is. Kicks it to the far corner. Cox walks the tightrope, but she uses some frequent flyer miles, and the Coyotes take over. Here's Jordan Kemper again from the corner, no good. Rebound Sprott, but it comes out and Cook takes it. Here's Cox with it, and Marilla watching her. Up top to Cook. Shields waiting in the corner. I forgot to change the camera. My apologies. Gaia Simpson trying for the mid-range. Completely gapped on the camera. I do apologize. Here's Rebecca Boyce from the far corner, up and over. Rebound Sylvester, and another foul called. From the line. Third-year guard over Connor Washington. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. Mariners with a narrow lead. Kemper kicks it up top. Amarilla straightaway three, no good. And the second chance from Curtinu also comes up short. Here's Cox over to Thorne. The screen from Holweg. Here's Holweg with it again. Cook in motion. Here's Cox waiting in the near corner. Shot clock at 7. Cox has to hurry. Holweg, shot clock at 4. Puts it up. Couldn't get it. The putback. And she draws the foul again. Four-point lead for VIU. Coyotes trying to cut it down, and they turn it over. Mariners ball with 1.4 to go. But they won't even take that last shot. Mariners will head into the second quarter up by 4. A narrow lead to be certain, but a lead nonetheless. You're watching VIU Mariners basketball on PACWEST TV.
Just a reminder, our concession stand is open 5 members of the gym. Members also snacks, beverage, dinner, merch as well. Also take this opportunity to send a shout out to our friends from the Country Club Dairy Queen that runs the board of the Mariners stand, sponsored by our fan of the game and player of the game awards. Grab yourself a meal before the game and dessert afterwards at Country Club Dairy Queen. We have 2 cameras, and I plan to take full advantage of it going forward.
Tied out to begin the second quarter. Mariners with a 4-point lead, and it's taken away by Holway. Thorne with it now. Triple teamed. Puts it up. Can't get her own rebounds. It's taken instead by Jaden Curtinu. Mulleney out of the corner. Here's Kemper. Over to Larahi. Fearless! Back within one. Here's Bentley. Kicked out to Cox. Back to Bentley. Here's Holweg. Holweg works her way up top now into the mid-range. Turns it over. Possession back to Okanagan, only down by one. Here's Larahi again from long distance, no good. Cox gets the rebound. Puts on the brakes, gets it up top to Cook. Intended for Holweg, instead it's Bentley, double teamed. Sidestep taken away by Jaden Curtinu. Thorne putting on pressure as she grabs the rebound off the missed layup. Here's Bentley again from long distance off back iron. Rebound Mulleney. Here comes Kemper. Larahi has it tipped, and it's taken away again by Cox. Cox with the feet underneath. Sarah Cook bulldozing past Kemper. Off the catch, it's Amarilla. We got ourselves a tie game. Here's Thorne, wide open, no good, tipped up, rebound Larahi. Coyotes looking for their first lead since the first quarter, and it's taken back by Cook. Thorne over to Cook. Up top, it's Holweg. Cox waiting in the corner. Bentley lets it fly off the rim. Rebound Amarilla. Here's Larahi. Over to Curtinu. Rotation back to Amarilla. Kicks it out. Jordan Kemper has time. Double team now, the switch. Here comes Mulleney out of the far side. My apologies, that's Curtinu with the finish and the lead back to Okanagan. Timeout, Tony Bryce.
Next weekend, the VIU gym, and we have our final volleyball games of the regular season. Come on, check it out next. The Mariners host the CDC Bearcats and recognize our graduating seniors. Games on Friday, November 13th. Friday the 13th at 6 and 8 p.m. And no volleyball on Valentine's Day at 1 and 3. For more information on teams and schedules, check out gomariners.ca.
Here come the Mariners again. Gaia Simpson gets underneath Sarah Cook with a high arcing shot, and she ties the game. Here's Larahi. Kicks it out. Mullany can't find it. The Coyotes turn it over. Here's Shields. Over to Cox. Up top, Bentley. Bentley gets it to Cox again. Wide open from the far corner. And immediately on the counter, Amarilla can't finish. Here comes Cox. Over to Cook for three! Here's Kemper. Coyotes need to lock in. Here's Mullany. Fed inside to Kemper. Coyotes turn it over. As there was chaos beneath the basket. And Andrew Genie will call his second timeout. Comes Cox out of the timeout. The handoff to Bentley. Up top is Sprott. Here's Bentley. The sharpshooter from in front of her own bench. It's no good. Simpson gets the rebound. Gets it to Cox. Over to Simpson from long range off the rim. Out of a mad scramble. And coming out of the pack is Jaden Curtnew. Curtnew feeds it to Kemper from the near corner, off the rim. Coyotes barely keep it in bounds. Here's Amarilla. And another foul called. Tony Bryce is not happy. Kemper loses it and it's taken away by Shields. Over to Sprott, puts on the brakes. Gets it up top to Cox. And off to Neufeld. They trade places. Now over to Shields. Bumps on the shot. With the shot clock winding down. Here's Simpson with the runner. Swirls the iron. Rebound Kemper. Jordan Kemper sidesteps. Kicks it out. Here comes Amarilla. Fed back underneath. Coyotes have to make something happen here. And they can't. Kemper fighting for the tip. But she can't keep it in bounds and the Mariners take over. Cox. Over to Sammy Shields. Emily Sprott with it now, the screen from Holway. Neufeld, fed inside, here comes Holweg, blowing past 3 defenders on her way to the basket. Here's Ridsdale. Ridsdale tried to feed it inside to Mullany, and it's taken away by Shields. Poked out of bounds. Amarilla couldn't keep it inside, and the Mariners take over. Here's Cox. Over to Sprott. Holweg with it now. Here's Holweg. Kicks it out. Sprott for 3! Here's Amarilla. Over to Larahi on the far side. Larahi into the mid-range, uncontested, but she can't put it in. Shields gets the rebound. Here come the Mariners again. An 11-point lead for VIU. Here's Sprott. Holweg tried to get the tip. Instead, it's Kemper. Amarilla with it. Feeds it to Kemper. Coming down the near side, and she puts it in. Back to within single digits. Both teams say they have it. Question is whether or not Larahi touched the ball before it went out of bounds. And it will remain VIU ball. Just under 2 minutes to go. Mariners up by 9. Here's Cox. Immediate pressure from Ridsdale in the near corner. Cox kicks it out. Shields. The rotation to Sprott. Double teamed. Has to get it out. And a travel called. Here's Amarilla. Larahi loses it, and it's taken back by Shields. This relentless VIU defense. Holweg couldn't keep it in bounds. Possession back to Okanagan. Here's Kemper. To the inside, Jordan Kemper with the finish. Mariners have to slow things down. Cox gets it to the corner. Neufeld, now Shields. Sammy Shields with the 3! Larahi bringing it back up the court for Okanagan. Under a minute to go in the second quarter. Mariners lead by 10. Larahi again off the side of the rim. Rebound taken back by Shields. Here's Cox into mid-range, loses it, gets it back, kicks it out. Shields, rotation up top. And Amarilla was all over Neufeld. Out to the corner. Here's Emily Sprott. Off back iron. Offensive board by Holweg. Kicked back out, Sammy Shields, sidestep, mid-range, shot off the rim. Holweg, third time isn't the charm. Can they go for 4? No, they can't. Rebound by Courtney. Here come the Coyotes. 8 seconds left. Larahi, spin move, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, from the corner, no good! Out of the scramble, and that's how the first half ends. Mariners with a 10-point lead at the half. Larger one than they had last night. And if that's anything to go by, Mariners fans are in for a good time. We'll take a 15-minute break, let these two teams regroup, and we'll be right back for the second half of action. You're watching VIU Mariners basketball on PACWEST TV.
Basketball players, thanks for joining us at the VIU gym. We'll see you on the Mariners court here on day shooting. Session stands open with upper numbers of the gym with the rest of the steps. We got third quarter, 15 minutes. minutes to go. The third quarter of South Dakota action between the Okanagan Coyotes and the VIU Mariners. Home team up 39-29 after the first half. Once again, guys, thank you for joining us at the VIU Gym and spending your Saturday afternoon with us. Good support. PACWEST basketball. The student athletes are both teams.
Side out to begin the second half. Third quarter underway from Nanaimo. Here's Bentley. Over to Thorne, straddling the two lines. Fed inside for Holweg, double team, kicks it back out. Thorne, shot clock at 7. Trista Thorne gets it out. Bentley, wide open three, just a bit too far to the right. Rebound by Kemper. Gordon Kemper also comes up empty-handed. Rebound Holweg. Here's Bentley. Facing relentless pressure from Amarillo. Here's Holweg up top off the pass from Cook. Over to Trista Thorne for 3. Nearly a wedgie. Rebound by Larahi. And Larahi draws contact on her way to the basket. Okanagan getting their first free throws in a while. Rahi 2 for 2 from the line. Back to a 7-point game. Here's Bentley wide open from the near corner. Off the side of the rim. Rebound taken back by Cook as Kemper tried to tip it, but the Coyotes regained possession. Here's Larahi, fearless from the near corner! Only a 5-point lead for VIU. Up top, it's Holweg. And the steal, full speed ahead. Amarillo couldn't finish. Sylvester forcing a turnover. Not the start to the quarter that Tony Bryce had in mind. Too high for Ridgedale, and the Mariners take over again. Here's Cook. Over to Cox. Wide open. Allison Bentley off back iron. Mariners still looking for their first points of the half. Here's Thorne from the far side this time as it swirls the iron. Here comes Larahi to Sylvester. Back to Larahi. Trying to get inside to Kemper. She's double teamed and Thorne rips it away. Trista Thorne from a tough angle. Fighting for the rebound. She draws contact and she's heading to the line. Back up by 7. But the Coyotes have been on an impressive run so far in the quarter. Jordan Kemper looking to continue that. She finds Ridsdale, fed back inside for Kemper. Keeps it in bounds. No one was there. Cox works her way past Larahi. Swings it to Holweg inside the paint. Holweg with the mid-range. Here's Ridsdale. Up top to Larahi. Is it? Double teamed now as it works. Bentley rips it away. Here come the Mariners again. Bentley with the runner. Comes up short. Rebound Kemper. Here's Kemper. Sidesteps. Gets it to Amarilla again. Just a bit off the mark. Rebound by Shields. She finds Cox. Here's Bentley. Up top for Sarah Cook. Holweg with it now. Again, what happened to my tongue? I can't speak apparently. Sammy Shields with the finish in the middle of all that. Tipped out of bounds by Shields. As the shot clock buzzer once again overstaying its welcome as Andrew Genie calls his first timeout of the half.
Take this opportunity to say thank you to our friends from the library's electronics experts here in Nevada. Setting us up with a 70-inch television that will be given away to one lucky VIU student at our November 20th home games against Douglas College. All VIU students coming to our home soccer, basketball, and volleyball games for those looking to ticket into the draw. And the winner must be in attendance to win at the February 20th game. Again, thank you to our friends at Padres Electronics Experts for this up with a 70-inch television to give away to a lucky VIU student.
Amarilla from her own baseline. Afe looking. Tipped again out of bounds by Shields. Coyotes will have to do it again. Amarilla over to Mullany, back to Amarilla, double team in the near corner, gets it back inside. Ayla Mullany can't finish. Out of a scramble, Kemper trying to hold on to it, and it's a jump ball. Does Matt Carter take requests? Jordan Kemper with a missed shot. Shields gets it ahead to Sprott, barely keeping it in bounds. Simpson over to Shields, coming down the tightrope as it's taken away again by Kemper. Amarilla is able to hold on to it. Sprott watching her. Here's Mullany back to Kemper. Up top for Jaden Curtinu. Off the glass. Rebound Simpson. To the middle, Sarah Cook baits contact and books herself a trip to the charity stripe.
Sarah Cook's line, shoot 2.
Point 15 on the day for number 15. Might have been tipped. Curtinu's able to keep it. Here's Kemper. Jordan Kemper finds Curtinu again. Jaden Curtinu cutting left. Put it too high. Rebound Cox. Here's Shields. Nice rotation. Emily Sprott out of the corner. Mariners starting to catch fire. Can they keep it going? Jordan Kemper says, I don't think so. Here's Sarah Cook underneath. Took a bad blow as she tried to put it in directly underneath. And she's heading back to the line just a few minutes after her prior 2 attempts. Points now for VIU. To Okanagan's 36. Here's Ridsdale. Larahi with the shot clock winding down. Larahi! She'll have a chance to salvage 2 points. Foul by Simpson as the shot clock expired. Antonella Larahi to the line. I don't want to make any assumptions for any PACWEST awards, but I imagine Larahi would be in conversation for Rookie of the Year. Second in the conference in points and steals per game. Represented Paraguay internationally at multiple tournaments as Neufeld has it blocked. And Larahi has it poked away again. Here comes Simpson. Here's Mackenzie Cox pushing and 1! Mackenzie Cox, can I get a 2-piece and a biscuit?
Ridsdale, first personal, on shooting board.
The extra point being a bit convincing, but Mackenzie Cox pulls 3 out of 2. And increases the VIU lead even more. And taken right back again by Shields. Here's Sprott, sidestep from the corner again! I imagine the ensuing timeout on the next VIU possession will likely involve some way to protect the far corner. As another foul is called, Jaden Curtinu is heading to the line. Jaden Curtinu, also no stranger to high-level national competition. Summer games, representing her home territory of the Yukon. Checked out, Sprott again from the corner, too high. Here's Ridsdale, ahead for Kemper. Kemper kicks it out, Shields with another steal, only Larahi to beat, Sammy Shields with the finish! And another one. How many does she have in her? Too many. Neufeld over to Sprott. Shields waiting in the corner. Here's Kaya Simpson. Just a bit off the mark. Amarilla skipping across the timeline, kicks it out. Here's Jaden Curtinu, puts it too high, another rebound for Shields. Simpson draws contact as it goes out of bounds, and she's heading back to the line. All-Star in 2024. Here's Kemper, double teamed. Guess who? Sammy Shields. But an immediate turnover just 2 seconds later. Here's Kemper up top. Over to Amarilla. And another violation called. Both teams in bonus now.
Both teams with 5 fouls in the quarter.
Here's Amarilla at the line. Leads the team in three-point percentage, 37.5. Scored 19 points in a loss to Douglas Royals earlier this season. She's got 7 on the day. Here's Shields. Nice it again. The feed inside to Simpson, and it's ripped away by Jaden Knighton. Kemper. Sidestepping into the mid-range, ripped away by Simpson. Here's Shields coming down the line. Couldn't get the finish. Rebound, Kurtnu. Here comes Larahi. She's been out here almost all game. Larahi off back iron. Another rebound for Simpson. With the shot clock dark. Here's Lally with the dish. Simpson, good if it goes! Just a bit off the mark. 61-39. The Mariners lead with 10 minutes to play. You're watching VIU Mariners basketball on PACWEST TV. Side out for Neufeld to get the fourth quarter underway. She finds Cox. Cox with the step back, all the way over. Lally from the near corner! Welcome to the PACWEST, Iman Lally! Here's Kemper. Kemper double teamed, has to put it up, draws contact. First trip to the charity stripe today for Jordan Kemper. Not her first rodeo in Kelowna. Spent 2 seasons before with Okanagan. Spent 23-24 with the Calgary Dinos. As she grabs the rebound. Here's Kemper. Going down the line, Amarilla. The rotation back to Larahi, and the air ball kept in bounds. Smart play by Amarilla, and Kemper with the finish as the shot clock expires. Cox with it again. Flings it to Sprott. Her favorite spot. Kicks it back out. Cox straight away. Finds Lally. Opposite corner this time! Iman Lali, only 1 career point to her name, going in. She's got 6 in the quarter. Marahi from her own baseline. Gets it in, Jordan Kemper. No good, rebound Sprott. Sent ahead for Holweg. Up top, here's Cox. Holweg with it again. Sylvester watching her. Thorne straight away. Thorne loses it. Holweg evading the over and back. Kept in bounds. Mariners have to put something up. Here's Holweg! Just a bit off the mark. Rebound by Sylvester. Sent ahead for Amarilla. Amarilla fouled again on her way to the line. Sylvester back to Larahi. Not much time on the shot clock. And another foul called. And Virginia, only 1 timeout left after this. Have to get that checked out. Here's Larahi immediately off the inbound. Cox gets it to Neufeld. Back to Cox. Thorne waiting in the far corner. To the opposite side, Sprott. Back up top, Holweg. Shot clock at 7. Now 5. It's taken away. Here comes Jaden Curtinu. No good. Rebound Thorne. Under 7 to go. Mariners with a 21-point lead. Rotation to Sprott. Strong corner shooter. Neufeld around the horn. Here's Thorne. Shot clock running down. Thorne lets it fly. It hits. Here's Amarilla. Taken away by Cox as Larahi got tied up in there. So too did Curtinu. Here comes Trista Thorne. Fed underneath to Holweg. Holweg puts it up and off the box. is Amarillo, but she comes up empty-handed. Cox with the spin move. Finds Neufeld up top, back to Holweg. Holweg moving, puts it up. Off back iron, rebound Sylvester. Arahi back to Sylvester. Gets it to Curtinu up top. Arahi to the near side. Shot clock in single digits. Here comes Larahi. Has to kick it out. Amarilla from the far side. Here's Neufeld to the inside for Holweg. Spins past Sylvester and draws the foul.
Seven Shields announced the VIU Commanders going to the line, shoot 2.
Garrow Holweg. Prime example of what you got in regards to roster personnel. She was used as a guard last season with a very small in size. The VIU lineup, they like to take a lot of perimeter shots. They've made her the de facto starting 5, and it's worked wonders at this point in the season. Kemper finds Larahi. Shot clock at 5. Here she comes. Has to push it out. Kicks it. Kemper from the near corner as it swirls the iron. Bentley is down. She's been down there for a while. And this does not look good. She's able to walk off under her own power. But this may be the last we see of her for a while. Here's Katie Hardig. Over to Shields. To the far corner, Annabelle Neufeld has it spat out. Sylvester gets the rebound as it's whistled dead. Nearing the final stages of the game. Mariners with a sizable lead. From the corner. These aren't dead yet. Here's Shields from the mid-range. Coyotes aren't going anywhere just yet. Here's Kemper. Gets it to Sylvester on the near side. Back up top, Amarillo. Double teamed. Kicks it out. Jordan Kemper. Off back iron. Rebound Thorne. Shields with the side step. Up top, here's Thorne. The screen from Hardig. Thorne into mid-range double team. Kicks it out. Annabelle Neufeld swashbuckling to the basket. Amarilla to Sylvester. Tough angle shot, no good. Rebound Thorne. 77 points for the Mariners on the day. Most they've scored since October 18th. ironically, also against Okanagan in Penticton. .2:27 to go. Mariners trying to end it here. Here's Kemper. Kemper puts it up off the side of the backboard. Rebound Harding. Here's Lally. Just a Thorn with it now. To the corner. Lally again. No good. Rebound by Ridsdale. Sent ahead for Amarillo. Under 2 to go. Here's Larahi. To the mid-range. Kicks it out. Here's Mullany. Back up top. Weighing her options. And a travel called against Amarillo. Clock 43 to go. Men's matchup coming up in half an hour. Here's Thorn. Another foul called. Try to get it back to Hardig as it goes out of bounds, back to Okanagan. Here's Ridsdale. To the near side, Larahi, the step back off the front of the rim. Kemper looking for redemption, double teamed, it's a jump ball. I do have to agree with Paul Eberhardt that jump balls should be actual jump balls in the PACWEST. And in the CCAA, I suppose. Here's Larahi. Under a minute to go, Larahi kicks it to Mullany with the mid-range. Rejected as it rolls out of bounds. Lally keeps it in. Here's Sprott. Up top for Neufeld. Neufeld to Hardig. Here's Hardig. Has it taken away. And another foul called. With 33.5 to go. Coyotes in bonus. Larahi to shoot free throws, likely the last ones of the game. Here's Lally. Shot clock won't be a factor after this. Hardig gets it wide open. Trista Thorn. No good. One last chance for Okanagan. Here's Ridsdale. Lets it fly. Why not? Out of bounds with .9 to go. This one's in the books. Ali, the last to hold it, and this one's history. A white and blue W, the 5th straight for the Mariners. And they sit atop the PACWEST with 4 games to play. They're back on the road next week to take on the Camosun Chargers. And they return home the next week to honor their graduating players and face off against the Douglas Royals in a do-or-die matchup for the PACWEST top spot. Until next time, on behalf of Matt Carter, Danielle Hyde, Jamie McFarland, David Forrester, Joel Wiersma, everyone who makes it happen at VIU, I'm Caleb Green saying so long, and we'll see you next time.
Congratulations to number 4, Sammy Shields. Congratulations, Sammy. Sponsors of the player of the game. On set, 24 minutes from now, women's basketball. Coyotes, Mariners. Let's go. Don't